happy when they're in prison.
CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Welcome to another episode. Sorry for the delay, but it's been crazy. To another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, the Captivating Christian, along with this voice of reason, Brother Nate, on this here Tuesday, where we talk news, politics, and so much more. Thank you for coming. Welcome. Of course, your waiter or waitress will be around with your drink of choice. All right. It's a lot going on. The girls were fighting. Now they seem to break up to make up, but that's the best kind of love making. But I do believe, and for those of you who don't know, Darnell and Elijah, they had a little spit spot of a fight. And for a moment, I don't care what nobody say, but for a moment, Elijah was going to tell. She was going to tell. She was going to tell all the business. If she was able to get a good pardon, a good get out of jail free card, nothing will happen to you. Just tell the business. She was that pissed. She was about to tell it. And they caught that real quick, because I was just saying, what you gonna tell? He done already told them he helped them with the election. He done told y'all that to your faces. That's what he said. He said without the man's help, they wouldn't have won. He helped him win, is what he said out of his own mouth. He helped him win. So, but yeah, it seems to be a little lovers quarrel, and they're back together, and everything's all good with the world. Because they got more people to focus on now. Bombs over Los Angeles. Yeah. Yeah, but Brother Nate, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. Good evening, everybody.
That's great. Awesome. Glad to
And
hear it.
yes, that is true. And now people are starting to pay attention to what is actually being said for once.
Yeah,
You know,
I
and that's the
don't
thing that's
know.
blowing my mind. I just don't. It's like he's been saying it all along. He's proud of it. That's why he can't
Yeah,
shut up. He's proud of it.
right. That's his
We
problem.
did
Like,
it, and we got
right,
away with it, and we still
right.
getting away with it. And
We
it's
got
like,
away with it the first time, and we're going to continue to get away with it. That's why I keep talking
mhm,
about it so much, because nothing's going to happen to me.
mhm.
So
That's
I'm going
right.
to
And in
keep talking
20
about it.
in 2035, I'm going to still be your president.
Right. A floating head.
Yeah.
Speaking of floating heads, so there's a picture going around with him putting on this I guess WWE belt or some kind of wrestling belt or whatever,
Okay.
and you see his it ain't his member, but for those people who would think it's his member, but it's clearly a catheter or something that's like a whole tube uh in
Yeah.
his
Trying to
pants,
remember
and I'm
what
just
it's
like,
called.
poor thing, poor man, poor man.
Yeah, they have one that looks like a condom that fits like a condom.
Oh,
It rolls up, but it has a tube. It doesn't. It's not inserted in your urethra,
uh-huh.
but it slides right on like a condom.
Ah.
So he probably has a bag further down his leg. So
Yeah, I would think so. And because it's funny to me how everybody talked about Biden tripping up the steps, and lo and behold, this man
yep.
tripped up the steps. Now they
And
worried
probably
about his whole
and probably
ABCs and 1, 2, 3s because he tripping up the steps. Bitch, he was old when he got there.
hmm
They only 4 years apart. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with a lot of you people that think 4 years is a great difference, but it's really not once you get a certain age. Maybe a baby, in a sense, you might be talking about something, but after you get a certain age, it really it's all one and the
yeah,
same.
doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, one old
Especially
fart
after
to another old fart.
especially after they lead the lives that they do, drugs, sex, and everything else. So you kind of
Yeah,
burning the candle,
that,
kind
that-
of burning that candle up the middle, all around the corners, and everything else.
listen, because if y'all don't think he wasn't involved in them Diddy baby oil parties and
He,
situations
he
and
probably had
them
Trump on
Epstein,
first.
exactly, and them Epstein Island parties, you a damn fool. That man done dipped his baby penis in a lot of
His preemie.
unimaginable things. Yeah, unimaginable things. But of course, it afforded him to be president of these United States. And now here we are faced with uh, the city of Los Angeles, quote unquote, fighting back against
Oh man.
deportation. Now, do I think it's the city of Los Angeles, or do I think it's the same Proud Boys dressed in all black like the Omen, throwing shit and fucking shit up because they want Trump to come in and
Right.
shop?
Right. Because we learned from the George Floyd when they
This is
had
what I'm
people
saying. This is
with
their
bricks
playbook.
would mysteriously appear, and they were knocking out windows and things like that.
So you mean to tell me y'all allow just pedestrians to stand on an overpass and throw
And
huge
hurl
pieces of cement
boulders. Right.
and boulders at bystander cars, let alone police trooper cars and shit, but just it could hit any car. That's okay. I mean, the shit's a setup. Like, I mean, if you, I just think it's like set up.
Yeah. Who's
Let us come in. Let us wipe it all away. Wrinkle in everybody. Send everybody wherever the fuck I want to send them to. Because it don't matter at that point. It wouldn't matter where you came from. You could be a full blown citizen and end up in Nicaragua somewhere.
Nicaragua?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
Cause
like
you
even
one of
those
them.
a lot of those cars that are burning. Those are those self-driving
It's like
self-driving cars. So who's to say that they're not ordering these cars and they come through that area? Because for
this.
whatever reason, I don't know why the company didn't stop them, didn't block them from coming in. I guess they didn't think it was going to be that bad either. So
Listen, this is what I'm saying. This is what these people like to do. If January 6th ain't teach you nothing, these motherfuckers like a good ruffle tussle. Oh, I get a chance to use my weapons. I get a chance to
yeah,
zip
I
tie some
can't wait.
motherfuckers. I get a chance. I
Right.
cannot wait to get into it with some people that I get to use these firearms and then get a green pass from the red man in there talking, or the orange Cheeto man talking about something. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna pardon you yet again for the bullshit. So this, I'm not buying any of this at all. Like, yes, there's crazy homelessness in Los Angeles and other parts of
Mhm.
California. Yes. California is extremely high to live in. It's not
Yeah,
it's not. Hey, these people be buying houses, yeah, and got like 15 motherfuckers living in them because
it
you
is
can't
very expensive.
afford to live in California.
Right.
However, right, a lot of things play into that job market. You have, housing crisis. You have landlords now because they got the green light. charging rent up the ass just so they can make up for the years when they couldn't charge because of
Yeah.
the
You're gonna pay for it one way or the other.
bonus,
Pay
right?
it, pay it now or pay it later. But then
You're
you have
gonna
to
pay
remember
it from the
too.
front end or the back end. Just
Right.
which one are you more comfortable with?
I don't know. With Diddy Oil, I'm comfortable with everything. But anyhow, remember California has the fourth largest economy in the world.
Right.
Just California by itself.
Itself, right.
It could be its
So
own country.
right,
Which
exactly.
it may be now.
Pretty soon, right. So, but
Mhm.
it's like how, all these, to me, and it's just my opinion, are set to kind of chip away at that, at that part of California or those parts of California that they think they can grab, like, oh, well, it's problem going on here. Let's, put some people in place in these so we can kind of wrangle up that blue wall of California and make it a little more red. Why not? Let's make it, oh, it's so unsafe here. Look at all that's going on. That's all I kept seeing on Fox News today. That's all they kept
Yes.
showing. They didn't talk about nothing else. Nothing else, and kept playing the same clip over and over and over and over. And I'm like, well, if all this shit is going on and the fucking Hollywood Hills is right up the street, don't you think these motherfuckers would have had security and would have been exiting this motherfucker real quick and real fast? Don't seem like nobody's moving.
No, that was a problem that I had when I was watching. Is that one news agency would say one thing and it was
Mhm.
relatively calm. You had, you always have assholes out there. That's regardless. Anytime you have
Yeah.
one. And then you had some that you would think were out here murdering people. Okay.
Right. Right. Right.
So the news reports, you really can't pay too much attention to them. They're conflicting.
Yeah.
They're really conflicting, and it depends on what
Definitely.
station you turn to.
Right. And then part of me, and excuse me if this steps on some toes, but part of me don't really care. And you know why? Because
Why?
we've already
Why is that?
we already told these motherfuckers that this was going to happen.
Oh,
So if you just turned your nose up and was like, fuck it, he ain't talking about me, and clicked that button and voted for this, and now you're mad because he just shipping all of y'all away, not just the bad ones, but all of y'all
they got
motherfuckers.
poked
What? Yeah,
by Donald Trump.
they got poked. They got more than poked.
they got stroked.
They got stroked by
Oh,
Donald
oh,
Trump.
my Lord. You got
Right.
stroked by Donald Trump. I just feel
And
sorry
then
for
they got the long
for the
stroke.
people.
And
Oh,
he ain't
real
even
good.
got long. He just messed them up. But yeah, I do feel bad for the kids because it's like the kids, they didn't ask for this. This is their parents' dumbass fault. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah, and their
And
uncles and their
yeah,
aunties, they're
and
the ones
right,
that think, and
right.
them being selfish. That's all it boiled down to, was
Yeah,
them being
that's it.
selfish.
That's
You're
it.
not thinking about anybody else. Don't
But
assume just
yourself.
because you came in the right way. Don't assume that your extended family and all the rest of that came in the same way.
Right.
And you really, as you see now, that really doesn't matter.
That don't matter. They don't give a
But I
shit
got
about that.
papers. It's like,
Yeah,
not
right.
anymore.
Right. They tear them up. Like, I mean, it's just gonna be
Mhm.
like, does it matter? Does it matter? I mean, the only thing that would matter right now at this point is if you had the money.
Right.
Because if you don't have it, you're going. So I mean, it's like, what was your vote for? And you just wasted a whole vote for what? Because you thought you was, again, that whole wanting to be close to whiteness. Oh, if I could just be close to white Jesus. Oh God. Like, what?
No, they were no. They're going to be terrorized for the next 3 years, for 3.5 years. It's only 6 months, and this
If not
foolishness
more.
is so deep.
If not
You know,
more. Yeah,
6 months.
this is crazy.
Nothing else has been done. just
At all.
ridiculous stuff. But we knew it
At
was
all.
coming. So,
Yeah, that part is true.
but like I say,
That-
I'm getting kind of antsy though. Because
yeah.
we on the list. We stay on the list.
Oh, we never left
If
the
it,
list.
yeah.
Okay. We never left the list.
But I hope everybody's buckling down.
Yeah, you better
You
be,
know,
because it's
pay
about
attention to what's going on in your area. Some areas
right.
you may not have any issues at all, but this is a flex for him because what he's proven is that he can go into a blue state and just wreak
Yeah,
havoc.
that exactly. But that's all this is to prove. Like, we're not worried
Mhm.
about. Are you concerned about the immigrants in red states?
Mhm.
No. Right now, your focus is on this is where they're harboring. They're harboring in all these
Yeah.
blue states. Let's attack the blue states. While the other states, they sitting pretty with these mofos just chilling in here, but you ain't concerned about that.
Mhm.
Again, just to
Yeah,
start this blue and
and
red war.
remember too, it's Newsom. They've been at
Right.
odds
Ever since.
anyway. Now
Yeah.
he wouldn't. I don't think he would have done that up in New York now, especially that
Mm.
he has what's his face under his thumb, Eric Adams,
Yeah. Yeah.
because Eric
Well,
Adams is gonna
he owe him
he would
now. He owe
huh,
him now. So he ain't
you
gonna,
say
he gonna
oh,
let
he
him
probably
do
already
whatever.
gave it up to him.
Yeah. Just take it, sir.
And
Just take it.
mhm. Eric
And
Adams is swinging on a sling.
you know what? I'm not even doing. Speaking of buckling up, uh,
Buckle up in
this
the sling. If you don't, you'll
yeah,
fall.
this story from the U.S. Sun about uh the hands. Remember, you couldn't talk on your phone and drive in your car and all that stuff. They are now turning that up again. So those of you who like to, talk on your phone while you're driving or look for stuff while you're driving, please be careful because they're about
Mhm,
out here looking to find up to $450
mhm.
if you're
And
found even
right.
looking like
And this includes if you're
you're grabbing
stopped at a
cocaine.
stoplight,
Right. Stop light, stop
not while
sign.
you're moving. Even if
Yes.
you're in your vehicle's running, and you're stopped. Your
Yes.
hands are supposed to be at what? Was it 9
10
and
and
3,
2. 10
10 and
and
2,
2.
whatever.
10 and 2. And they will be checking. I don't
Yeah.
know how, but they will be checking.
But then too,
So,
you're gonna see an uptick in incidents with cops and cars again
yep. Well, I think
because
that's
it's
the purpose of it, though.
purpose of it. Yeah.
I think that's the purpose of it.
You're gonna have more engagement and things like that.
Yep.
Now, the one question I have is, what if you drive a stick?
Yep.
I drove a stick
Good question.
all my life except for like these last 2 years. I drove a stick. My hand was never one hand was always on the stick and one hand is on the steering wheel. That kind of
Mm,
stuff. It's like little dumb stuff
yeah.
that would get you in trouble. It's like, well, where my hands are supposed to be
Where
at.
mine's supposed to be. Right. But we'll see. We'll
But
see how this goes.
it's gonna warrant unwarranted engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So please be
Uh,
careful. They're pulling all the stops out now.
yeah, for sure. For those of you that live in some of the states here are Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, U.S. Virgin Islands, District of Columbia as well, and Puerto Rico and the other territories. So they're about to crack down, and they might as well just make the rest of the 50 states do it
Might as well.
because I think it's just a way to engage this kind of stop and frisk situation and
Mhm.
escalating it to a different level. Because this don't make no sense. There's no, even in this article, there's no determination of what you're violating. It's clearly the cop's word or the officer's word, he or she against you. There's no like other than you can't have your phone. Well, how does the officer know that the phone was captured? How does he know that?
Mhm.
If you driving and supposed to be paying attention to the road, how the hell are you paying attention to me and you supposed to be paying attention to the road?
Right.
Those type of things is just like it's very vague in this thing as far as what they'll be looking for, but who knows? Just be safe. Get yourself a thing where you can talk in the car. You know, like a free handless thing where you can talk in the car. And
Do they have?
yeah,
You can wear. You can wear your earbud, correct? Or is it certain
um,
states
certain states you cannot wear your earbuds because they feel like it
a
stops you from
distraction?
listening
Yeah,
to the noise of the traffic. So I'm not even sure if that's a good idea.
yeah. Because I would say just put one in
Yeah,
if you really need to hear and set your phone for voice control. Most of these phones nowadays are voice
right,
control.
right. Or again, you can go out and most of these phones now they have the cars have the adapter where you could just plug in to your car and
Hmm.
it'll play from your radio.
Yeah, play through your
So,
radio.
yeah,
Or for you people who don't have one and the phone is too small to see, you can use an old tablet.
yeah, yeah. Very
Use your
true.
old tablet and just use your phone as a hotspot.
Mm-hmm.
And all because all the apps are usually Android apps, except for some of us that use Apple. They won't be able to afford that shit. If Apple they try to get Apple to move back here, they ain't coming back here. Shit, you be
Jeez.
paying $5,000 for an Apple phone.
Mm-mm.
You be talking on a tin
Mm-mm.
can and a string.
Taking it way back. I can't hear you.
Right,
Um,
right. Yeah, good evening, everybody coming into the chat.
hello, hello, hello. So, you sent me this, and I said, "Oh shit, here we go again." Because remember years ago, before Miss Rona walked her ass up and through this world, way back when, a Harvard professor was wheeling and dealing with the Chinese government, and kind of they were working on and selling uh, a virus for intents and purposes. Um, and then all of a sudden, what came floating around? COVID, which locked everything down. And here we are yet again, out of the BBC News. Chinese nationalists have been accused of smuggling dangerous biological pathogens into the United States. And this time it's at the University of Michigan. But again, another chemist, uh, head chair of a department. It could just be me, but it's something about these biochemists, uh,
Hmm.
heads of departments at these Ivy League schools
Yeah,
and the Chinese government.
and
Harvard
they
was first.
supposedly they wanted to study it.
Yeah, yeah, they want to study it, all right.
So you're gonna bring it. You're gonna catch a flight and bring it back.
I'm gonna just leave that right there. You bring it to the United States, then you do what? Take it back? Oh, but you leave some residue here.
Yeah,
For
you
what
release it.
exactly?
You
Right,
wait for the check. You wait for the check to clear, and
right,
then you release
exactly,
it.
exactly, exactly. Like this is about to be biochemical warfare. They tested it out with COVID,
Hmm.
and now they're about to up it up. And because this one doesn't, he don't really care about it right now at this moment. The only time he'll start to pay attention is if it starts to affect his bottom line, like the first one did. And he has it so locked down so that I think even if it did start to affect his bottom line, he still wouldn't care because they would not do anything to remove him or stop it, or whoever becomes a casualty this time will just become a casualty.
Well, yeah. Well, it's pretty much like the last time.
Oh yeah, because
It's just
Elma, what's his name? Stoopy Doopy Elma Fudd, the head of human services, because this all ties into all this. I want you to pick it up where I'm going here. He just fired Robert Kennedy Jr., the head of the Health and Human Services Department, just fired the heads of the CDC. Everybody,
everybody.
everybody.
17, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, 17.
17 top officials from the CDC have been fired. If,
You think you
if,
didn't
if
hear about anything the last time?
that's what I'm saying.
You won't hear
If you
shit
think,
now.
right, if you think you won't know and people will just be dropping like flies, you won't hear a peep. It's crazy.
Not a thing.
Crazy.
But
Because
you,
and
oh,
then they
well, one thing you can
right,
do though is to check with the World Health Organization. They do have a website, and even
yes,
though we are no longer a part of it,
part of it. Right.
you can get your information through them.
Yeah, that is
That's what
true.
I would advise you to do. That I always said that anyway. Pay attention to what Mexico and what Canada,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you can access their information, and we're all on the same continent. So
Right. And definitely other news outlets like the BBC and things of that
mhm.
nature definitely give some kind of, but I was really, once I read that article and then I boiled back to uh this old stuttering Stanley Wormhead talking about he's fired the heads of like people directly under him that were that been in the job their entire careers. They have been there through multiple presidents, not just this one, not just the one where he fumbled a pandemic which caused him the election. Multiple presidents. You fired every single one of them to do what? Put people in there with non-experience, don't know what the fuck they're doing. So now that if they happen to pull the trigger on this new bio piece of warfare that they have over here coming out of the University of Michigan, now what? Because even if it hits him this time again, I don't think he'd be able to make it up them steps again to show how strong he is. He ain't making it.
Yeah, I like what Sebastian was saying.
What's it?
The billionaires are trying to unlive poor folk, the population, yeah, population control,
Control.
but also,
Yeah.
their retirement.
Yeah. That too. That
And
too.
that way you don't collect.
Right.
Everything's about money. Everything is
Yeah.
about money. Because
Yeah.
remember when COVID first struck,
Damn.
they would
They
when it
didn't want to
first
give up no money at
they
all.
no, but remember they said the old folk could take one
To take,
because they were
yeah,
trying to get them to go out
go out
and
and
I don't
work.
know what it is, go to work.
Just go to Florida. Go to
Mm-hmm.
Florida. Get out and work. Da-da-da-da. And it's like, why would you expose your most vulnerable citizens to this? Why
Mm-hmm.
would you
That's right,
do
because they
that?
want that money. They want that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money you don't have to put out for Medicaid. You don't have to worry about voting anything out because if half
Right.
of your vulnerable population dies off,
Yeah.
those are
Very
the
true.
resources that they leave here. They don't need them. They old. You know. That's how they feel about it.
Yep. That is definitely how they feel. What else I got
Let's see,
over
China,
here?
sunset. We'll get this. China.
Uh, let's see.
That's right. No antidotes. No nothing.
Right. No, nothing. You're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna hear anything, know anything, anything. It's about to be a whole shit show. And speaking of shit shows,
Well, one quick thing. Why
go
does
ahead.
everything have to do with chicken? Our face. They setting up motherfuckers when they fuck with chicken.
You know it.
It's in the
You
nuggets.
know
It's everything.
it,
Because
it,
North
it's
North Dakota along
everywhere.
with the chicken farms. Yeah, and it's
It is.
always chicken. It's
Yeah.
like always. Like we'll get
But
those
they want to
niggers.
mix. Yeah, that's what it is.
We'll put it in a dipping sauce.
We'll put it in a biscuit.
uh,
It's just so
have you
crazy.
while you dancing for a fucking McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich? You
Right.
killing yourself.
Crazy. Oh, goddamn. Chicken, Popeye's chicken sandwich. And I'm glad that hype is over. Dear God, Jesus, that was the worst.
It'll be another one this summertime. But
No, you know they have nerve to have some pickled. Was it pickled wings and pickled lemonade or some
this?
shit?
Pickled?
Popeyes, pickled. No way.
They just messing with everybody.
Don't know what to do. Just fucking shit up. But speaking of fucking shit up, your President Darnell wants to have a army parade, a military parade, like they do in places like South Korea and in Europe to commemorate like real historical events like D-Day and stuff like that. He wants to do it just because he wants to do it. He thinks he wants to show off the military might of the United States. However,
yeah, he's flexing for the other dictators and everything.
Yeah,
else.
of course.
That's all that is.
But their streets are built for that kind
They
of
just
stuff.
fixed them. Remember, DC was a slum. I hate to say it.
You ain't lying.
And if your ass got lost, be afraid.
Good luck.
Because all them first of all, them streets going in all them damn directions, you'll never get the fuck out of there.
You'll never get out, right? And
where's New York Avenue? I just need New York Avenue to 295. I need to go.
I still say that now. Get me to Florida and New York. That's all I need to get. I know how to get home from there. That's it. Other than that, I'm not fucking with it. Don't even get me started.
Lost. I'm aware U Street. Where's that? I don't know.
No way. If the GPS went out on me, I'd be crying. Yeah, but the streets are not built for that. So not only is this going to cost taxpayers millions and millions of dollars because he wants to show off missiles and tanks, because the tanks are not made for these streets. As you can tell, the snow and the salt machines are barely made for these streets, because when you ride them after winter's over, there's potholes galore, big old craters and shit like that. They're not built for military engagement. It's just not. Now, if you want to do something like that, the smart thing would be to invest in the infrastructure so that way it can support the weight of these tanks and all this stuff that you want to parade up and down Pennsylvania Avenue like a little boy playing with green army men, because that's all this is. Right? But no, he wants to do it anyway. And when the motherfuckers go clanging down the street and it creates a big crater in the middle of DC that now has to be filled and water is going to be gushing out of it because it's going to bust a pipe, or,
yeah. Old ass city.
I'm going to just sit there and just say, damn.
Well, half of that stuff's going to be on trailers anyway. Because they definitely would destroy those streets if they ran those tanks with the treads and all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's advising this motherfucker? Like, this is not like G.I. Joe men. These are real. This is real stuff. This is real life. This is not. I get it, because you was able to escape the arms of the draft by complaining.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me. You have a 5-time draft dodger wanting to have a military.
Say it again. How many times?
A 5-time draft dodger.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he had hemorrhoids. Okay.
Well, I mean, he might have had hemorrhoids, but it wasn't.
But a 5-time draft dodger, and the way that he speaks ill of the
of military
anyway.
And people, yeah,
called them losers.
All the
people
time.
People have fucking selective hearing. I know they hear the same shit I heard. Okay, and they act like they don't hear it. It's like, how the fuck you not know? But you're going to support him.
They're crazy. That's
right.
I don't understand.
Oh, you put that scary ass white woman. Scary ass Britney Spears. I like to scream. Like, what the fuck is that? But yeah. And these stupid people. You know what? Racism is such an illness.
Yeah.
And that's the virus right there.
Yeah.
That's the virus.
That is. That's worse than corona. That's worse than bird flu that's worse than whatever else the fuck they got it. Mad cow. You got mad cracker. Mad cracker
Yeah, man,
disease is
cracker
serious.
syndrome.
Mad cracker
Yeah,
syndrome is serious.
that's right.
Mad cracker syndrome is killing our young people. I just again tried to look for an update on the story of Jordan Hill. That's the young 10-year-old riding a four-wheeler in the South, in Mississippi, southern west or southern, I think it was southern Mississippi, driving his four-wheeler, southern Mississippi, and this white drunk pickup truck driver hit that young boy, killed him, kept going, and then returned back to the scene to pick up his rearview mirror because it fell off of his vehicle. And just like the police did or tried to do to cover up Ahmaud Arbery's murder, they tried to cover up this young child's murder by having this man go to the police station and only be charged with leaving the scene of a crime, leaving the scene of an accident, and drunk driving, was it? Nothing about him murdering that young boy at all. Until, of course, it started to get a little traction. They just last month arrested that man. Like, shit is crazy. And the young black boy who was defending himself against the white student still sitting in jail. If we gonna sit here and talk about the difference in justice, because that bitch ain't blind at all. She very much can see under that.
Oh no,
fucking...
he's home. He's home.
Oh, is he home?
He's home, but
because they paid his
well, yeah, they paid his
bond.
Bond.
Yeah,
but he was defending himself from a bully, and everybody was saying, you know what, the brothers, they're bully, you know, they're big bullies any damn way. But yeah, but he's like on home detention type thing, and it's pretty much too for his safety because he's down there with. That's what happens when you move in the neighborhood with a lot of white folk. Got to be careful. They get spicy.
They they do, because they act like they own the shit. You know, they can dictate who goes where. But yeah, so the Justice Department has yet to pick up this case. The family is still asking for answers, and nothing is being done.
Yeah, and it probably won't. It'll just fall between the cracks.
Especially, so prayers for Jordan Hill and his family as they go through this fight for justice. Because if you try to pull it up right now, all you're gonna hear about is Jordan Hill, basketball player or ex-basketball player. Nothing about this young man at all and his murder at all, and they're making this on purpose. So definitely want to be on the lookout update for that. Again, mad cracker disease is out here and it's vicious. Florida, get your Karens together. Y'all need to get them a vaccine for mad cracker because a Florida Karen was arrested after egregious acts she did to black children that were blowing bubbles in her area.
Bubbles, okay?
Bubbles. Not talking to her, not saying nothing to her, but bubbles. I mean, I don't know. I'm. But then if the parents defend their children and fight back, then it's a problem. Just like that one woman when she had her son and the nieces and nephews, and they were all playing, some of her kids and some of her nieces and nephews, and they were all playing, and the white lady kept harassing them, and she went to her after 2 times to try and diffuse the situation, and of course the white woman shoots through the door because now you scared. What you scared for? You put your hands on somebody else's kids, of course they're gonna come and address you. Like this right here, they're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop.
No, it never has stopped. They just feel emboldened now they can really police our bodies, and even down to our young.
I mean, it's just really stuck. This story came from, I believe it was The Root. Yeah, The Root .com. But yeah, just definitely check that out. Just children can't just be children and play without people feeling like it's unnerving them. Mind your damn business. Sorry you didn't have enough money to move out the neighborhood when the rest of your white people moved out. Not my problem.
You didn't invest well in your
But
whiteness.
right, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't. While they was investing in their whiteness and gathering opportunities, you just thought you was gonna coast on by. And now you stuck in a neighborhood full of people and cookouts, and now you don't know what to do with yourself. But the way she looked, I could see that. She looked like an old hag, witchy woman. She looked crazy. She really do look crazy in the face. She looked like she lived in a trailer. So I'm not, she ain't had a tooth in her mouth since she was, since they
she
grew.
has none. She won't be going down. You won't be going down to Mexico.
No. Her down to Mexico is having a taco. Okay, you don't know shit about. Don't know shit about that. Yeah, but definitely.
Oh, let me ask you about this. Let me just ask you about this one real quick. See if you've noticed it. I don't know. On YouTube, have you noticed political ads popping up?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them, and they're all pro-Trump. Okay.
I've noticed a few.
Okay.
I didn't notice a whole bunch. I've noticed a few.
No, I get a whole bunch maybe because it's kind of shit I look at. Seeing who's doing what to whom. But all of this stuff is Donald Trump has done this for X, Y, and Z. He's going to make sure that your taxes that you get your tax cuts. Okay, your tax cuts. You won't see hot hair that shit.
But again, that's Putin's playbook. That is pump every outlet full of praises of the dictator, and therefore people will believe them, even though they see it differently.
Oh, these are some soft-minded motherfuckers. I never realized how stupid people are. Oh my god, make me sick.
The founding white men realized how stupid people were. That's why they tried.
You know what? We are a different species. I believe them. Yes, we are a different species.
Yeah.
I look at these motherfuckers. Yeah, but I had been catching a lot of that shit for like the past couple of weeks. All this Donald Trump. It's like, wait a minute. This ain't an election year. This motherfucker just got in. Why is he pumping all this shit?
And just to backtrack
all this
propaganda.
Propaganda, yeah.
Yeah, of course, because that's what he does. And just to backtrack on the story with Los Angeles and the troops, the actual Pentagon has stated that just having them go to Los Angeles to be law and order, whatever that means, will cost taxpayers $134 million. But we're the conservative party. I'm still waiting for the conservatism. I'm waiting for the penny pinching. I'm waiting for oh no, we can't do that. That's too expensive. I'm waiting for that talk.
All they're doing is running up everything.
That's it. That's all they.
Because those people, those federal workers, they still getting paid, right?
Yep.
They getting paid to be home. How long they been home for? About 4 months now.
Well, some of them are paid to be home, not all of them. Yeah, certain ones didn't get the benefits, but we wonder who theirs was. Well, did it look like this or did they look like this? The survey says the ones at home not getting.
That's
nothing.
what I want. Shit, they better be putting that money away. Be selling some frozen cups this summer.
Not frozen cups.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yes, you can go wrong with a frozen cup. Let's see. What else did I have? Trump announces. Oh, yes. So Trump announces a new travel ban. Ladies and gentlemen, guess where? So his travel ban.
Florida. Sounds like one from Florida.
Trump
I ain't going down there anyway.
announces a travel ban on 12 countries to impose restrictions on 7. And of course, you guessed it. For those of you who thought they were black ones, you're right, including Haiti, the Republic of Congo, and many more of the black ones. Donald Trump on Wednesday will resurrect his hallmark or his what they call his hallmark policy from his first term when he said, shithole countries. He's bringing that back. He's bringing it back.
Like
So, yeah,
shitholes again, right?
yeah, this was effective Monday at 12:01 a.m. So
Yeah.
basically, putting a ban on immigrants from those countries coming into the United States and vice versa, putting restrictions on people going into those countries from the United States as well. I wonder what that's from. Do you think that was from the visit from the South African president recently? Just things
Probably,
that make you go,
most likely. No, not with him. Shit. But then you have all these other countries that we've been put on the advisory list, a no travel list also. So
Right. Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of places that rely on tourism going under
Right.
this year because they voted for Donald Trump.
He's silly. I think was that it? Am I did I really do all those that quick? No, I think I did.
What's that?
No, I said I think I ran through them. I think. Yeah. Doofy with the vaccine thing. That ugly local woman. The
Yeah, that
Huff
shit
for the
coming from that stuttering bastard.
Yeah. I just I can't like. That's getting rid of a lot of vaccines, preventive care for young children. The CDC does a lot.
Oh yeah.
But again, he's just trying to get rid of it because he feels like it hurt him during that COVID situation. No, what hurt him is his response and his lack thereof. But nobody won't tell him that. They just let him do whatever. But when this happens again, because it's already in place, because it's the same thing that happened to that Harvard professor that was wheeling and dealing with them Chinese officials. He got busted going to the airport by TSA, and they busted him, and then the whole thing got exposed. And nearly a month and a half later, boom, COVID hit.
Oh yeah.
The same place, same thing happened. So I'm just like looking at this whole Michigan University thing, like, oh, here we go again.
Here we go
Here
again.
we go.
Yeah.
Here we
Because remember we were
go.
talking.
And
You remember years ago we were talking about. It's like, you know what, some shit is jumping off over in China, and this was like in
yeah,
November, and we were
right,
talking about it, and then in fucking March it was over here.
right. Yeah.
Nobody else knew about it. Everybody's like, everybody else is like, I hadn't heard enough about it. You couldn't
No,
find anything on the websites or anything.
once
Just
that
only the
mofo got
chatter.
busted, it was like, how
Mhm.
a Harvard professor
Yeah, what is he doing over there?
getting
What would he
caught
do?
up with the Chinese government? What was that about? And then you find out,
Right.
oh, it's just some biological chemical, and then all of a sudden, boom, we get hit with COVID. And it's like, oh, but then we stopped talking
Yeah,
about it
then
and everything else.
yeah, and then they were talking about they didn't know anything. Remember? Also, they
Right,
were talking about, oh, we
right,
just found out about it in March
yeah,
of the following year, and it's like, how do you? I said, I just went on my little computer and pulled up. I was just being
pulled up,
nosy and
right,
pulled it right on up, and I was like, oh, okay, just the flu. Okay,
yeah,
whatever. They didn't have a name for it. They have number
right,
designation, and it's like
exactly.
these motherfuckers. They just fuck chronic liars, man. Just
This like,
chronic
well,
liars.
people have had it before. People have had it before. Well, if they had it before, why are they dying in record number? Over a million
Right.
people plus dead
Hmm.
from a flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
And then come to find out, you have a whole country locking down
Countries.
a country. Right.
Right. You have nations locking down, some of which have yet to recover. Greece has not
No.
recovered.
Mm-mm.
Like, no, a lot of these countries are holding on. Another one of these could wipe a lot of countries
Oh,
out off the map.
it'll be it's wrap. It's end game right there.
Yeah, it'll be the buyer's market because they'll be selling up
Mm-mm.
because they won't be able to sustain. It's crazy, but the fact that people just look at it like, oh no, no big deal. It's like uh places like the CDC, World Health. Yeah, I'm not saying they're perfect because no
But
organization
no
is
place.
perfect.
Right,
But
right.
right, but at the same time, their mission is to ensure around the world to watch out for viruses and things that could wipe
That's right.
out
To keep people
people.
aware because we're now a global society. We travel
Right.
all over the world.
All the time.
You
Right.
do all sorts of freaky things with people you just meet off the street. They're
Right.
all over the world. You don't
Right.
know what you bringing back. They just
Right.
had Pride over in DC. You don't know what they bringing back. You know them children over there.
Hey,
They
man. But yeah, it's just
patty
crazy.
patty.
You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like people travel all the time, and I know that a lot of
Right.
Americans are so narrow minded because they don't leave and go outside of these United States
Right.
walls. The closest they do is they go to Mexico and they think they're really traveling. But if you really
Right.
talk to like Europeans, they travel all over the place. They go everywhere. They just don't stick to wherever they are. They'll be everywhere. They'll be in the United States. They'll be in other parts of Europe. They'll be all the way across the other side of the world. They travel. These mofos don't do nothing. They just scream USA, USA, USA like it's, the ends all be all. And it's like, no, there's actually a world out there.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah. And they
so
all
these
don't live in
things could,
grass huts.
yeah, I mean,
It's like, wow, you have cities here?
right. I mean, that's why them white farmers want to leave so bad. They want to come to America so bad because they've messed up on their whiteness. You had a
Yeah.
whole bunch of years with complete autonomy for your whiteness, able to do whatever, kill whomever, and nobody bats an eyelash. And now, because you can't sustain yourself, now all of a sudden, the people who, it's their land to begin with, can afford to buy their land back. Now they're stealing the land from you. Didn't you steal it from them? So they're just taking
Hmm.
their land back. And let alone they paying you for it, which they shouldn't have to do. But again, now you want to take your whiteness and hide your whiteness behind another white person who's going to be able to protect you. Because, of course, Donald Trump loves for you to come here if you look like him and less like the others.
Well, hopefully you won't look too much like him. But anyhow.
Sure. Let alone smell like him, because the rumor is he smells like straight shit.
Mm, yeah.
So I don't know, but we shall
He doesn't have
see.
any. He don't have no Trump like. He don't have no Trump diapers.
No, he don't have no Trump
Lined in
diaper.
lined in gold stitching with
They
Trump
be
on the
just
back.
they be just as heavy as his as his fat plumbly ass. That's probably why he was stumbling up the steps. So speaking of Mr. Stumbles, I was just so like, and not, I mean, I get it. He's old. So, but it would just make it felt, I just was filled with so much joy watching him stumble up them steps, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Like, what the fuck's wrong with him? And I said, oh, look at y'all. Y'all talked about Biden so bad. And granted, now that we know Biden had cancer the whole goddamn time, and they probably was
Yeah.
just like, just don't tell old Yeller he's sick. Just let old Yeller just live out his day.
What? And crawl up under the porch and die, right?
Let him crawl up under the White House and die peacefully. That they felt the need not to tell him because they didn't want him to panic, which looking at Jill Biden, it could kind of give me that. Like, she may know, and it's like, nope, don't tell him. Just, tell him he's, it's a cold, and, let him keep going.
Mhm.
Because as long as he doesn't know, he's not worried. He's not, da da da. But
Then
now
too,
he's not,
he was probably under so much stress anyway.
yeah. It's
I
like
said
they
the
ain't trying to kill
presidency
a man.
burns you out, except for except for Leon. I mean, everybody
Darnell.
else, Darnell, one of the motherfuckers.
Darnell is
He's
burnt. Darnell
what?
is burnt out. He's
Mm.
burnt out. The
Yeah,
people
he does look.
actually,
It started. You can see it on his face, but I wish you'd kill him. That's
yeah.
what I wanted to do. You know,
Well, I don't
it
know.
it 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 runs him down.
The
Maybe he's a
vice
puppet,
president,
but
the vice
remember
president just had a procedure, so he might be a puppet too.
oh,
He just had a whole
mm.
secret procedure, so Lord knows what
Oh, so all
he
of them
might
got
come
hands
back
up
as
their ass, huh?
he might come back as the first lady. All that mascara he be wearing on his eye. He might have had a Bruce Jenner. He, he,
Come
he
come to
might come back
terms
as
moment.
Jessica Vance. Uh,
Ugh. Oh
shit,
my
I'm
goodness.
like,
Well, he can't.
why does
But
he
no, he
have
can't
on
be vice
mascara?
president. He, the way they were going after trans people. Shit.
Shit. Well,
You think they were out here murdering? Think they were out
white
here
people,
murdering folk?
white people when they transition, they don't believe that that's that cracker virus. That's that cracker virus. When it goes around, they don't believe that they are part of the trans community. Look at Caitlyn/Bruce. Look at Caitlyn Bruce.
Well, I don't know what that is.
She doesn't believe that she's a trans woman.
No,
Uh,
she's still a Republican man,
that's
and that's
exactly.
how, and that's in her
She's a
and that's in her
Republican white,
thinking.
right? She's a Republican white man with titties.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
that's
shit,
that's it.
I want to play with
Airbag.
somebody's titties. I don't have to go have surgically done, so I always
Right.
have them readily available.
But then always
But
promoting the fact that you are into women.
but no,
Nobody
first of all,
cares.
nobody cares because it's you and you're just
Yes, you're right.
nasty.
That's your
It's
choice.
you
Right.
and you're nasty. Nobody cares.
That is just like
When will people
who
get it
gives a
in their
damn?
mind in their mindsets? That nobody really gives a fuck who you do. It's
No.
just something to talk about. I don't care.
Right.
Especially not you. You know. Shit.
Nobody ever really cared about that man. But I mean, he did. He does. Let's see what
Yeah,
else.
but
I think that's it.
even as a even as a even as a trans or former man, he still has privilege.
Yeah, of course.
He gets Woman of the Year and he gets off for killing somebody.
But exactly. Exactly. Yet again,
So
as
I
always.
guess it's a genetics.
What an idiot! You big dummy!
Just an idiot. So I guess that's it for right now. So we're gonna get into this who said that a little bit after this.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
All right.
Take a deep breath. What is it? I just came back from
Right. So let's real quick talk about this YouTube content creator that shot and killed to another fellow YouTube content creator and his wife out in Vegas. And people are going around blaming like others, for other things, and it's this one, it's that one, it's Lipstick Alley. It's like bullshit. It lies with the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it lies with the person. What people fail to realize is that, granted, yeah, if I, go at you, you go at me, and we just leave it at that, okay, whatever. No harm, no foul. But it's when people escalate it to the point where they are like gunning people's channels, right? And in this situation, the two were going back and forth, beefing with each other or whatever, like we do here. And the dude that was murdered had struck dude's channel so much so that he couldn't go live anymore. He had to create a whole new channel. So he created a channel using part of the man's screen name. I don't know if that was like to poke fun at him or to get a little more notoriety to his channel, But so he did that and asked his followers and new followers or whomever was watching to subscribe to his new channel. Now I am not one to be filming everywhere I go all the time. If you see where I was at when I posted, I have already left. Okay, because I'm not, because I think it's stupid. I think it's almost like, hey, look at me, come join me. If you want people to join you, then you have a meet and greet. Otherwise, why the fuck are you doing that? So, and again, I'm not saying, that the man should have been murdered or anything like that. I'm just saying you never know what these people, all these people on here, we're dealing with different people from different walks of life and different situations. We don't know. You may clown somebody and do all that and you think it's funny. And the more you escalate something, you don't know what the next person is thinking. You don't know what kind of steps that next person is like. Oh, okay, you did this, I'm gonna do this, or this is gonna be next, or when I see you, it's on site. We don't know. We take this just being behind the screen as just, oh, he's just behind here cracking jokes and making fun and blah, 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 no harm, no foul. But when you escalate it by striking, going after people's channels and stuff like that, taking people's money, okay, whether you think they deserve it or not, when you start going after people's pockets, you open the door, unfortunately, for situations and things like this. So by you striking the man's channel, causing him to now create a whole nother channel, that monetized channel is gone.
Right.
Now, is it right for him to do that? No, absolutely not. But
because you don't know what financial situations that they're in.
Exactly. But that's all I'm saying. You never know what kind of financial situation somebody may be in. So to do that is one thing. It's like, because if you can't just take the back and forth, then you need to find something else to do. If you can't take the back and forth, find something else to do. Because nothing should have to ever escalate to where you feel the need to do that to someone, to end someone's life. But again, like some people say, you mess with my money, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
So, it's just being mindful. I think the lesson in all this is just being mindful. And it's real funny how people like to sit here and blame other entities for the shit that may fault people when they themselves are the ones sometimes spewing the most hateful, the most nasty, the most vile stuff, and will gloat in the fact that they've done it, but it's like you may come across the wrong one. So just be mindful that you may come across the wrong one. And you may think you just out there, shooting alive, which I did not understand for the life of me. Why would you be out there on live on a main street somewhere like that, where it just took 2 seconds for somebody to figure out exactly where you were? And then from all that, 2 lives are gone. For what? Some go back and forth. Your mama this, your mama that, your children this, your face that. It's like, who the fuck are we? But then 2, it's a level of accountability for the shit you've done, for the shit you do, for the shit we all do, to start looking at ourselves like, hey, is this really worth it? Is that person worth it? Is striking that person's channel and constantly going at this person, is it worth it? Because what am I getting for it at the end of the day? What am I gaining from it other than what? Clicks and views? I don't know. It's just, now this man's going to be in jail for the rest of his life,
right,
but still able to, see family and friends or whoever chooses to visit him while you go preparing for a funeral for 2 individuals. 2 families.
Yeah, just remember, you don't know who the hell these people are behind these screens.
Right.
Especially the ones that only show their avatars.
That's it.
These motherfuckers are unbalanced. If you haven't figured it out.
Right.
That's why I stay back here
Yeah,
where it's safe because I'm a
these
I'm
motherfuckers
a
are drug heads and
right.
all types of shit.
I'm
It's
fucking
not
afraid of
known.
y'all. You're scary. Because I would
They're
never think I would
unstable.
ever see grown adults, grown black adults, do some of the stupidest shit that I've ever seen on here.
It's,
And I always tell him, I always say, I'm just shaking my head.
yeah,
That's why I can't get into it. Because I'm afraid of y'all. Y'all make me
it,
start, you frighten me.
it is
Unstable. Yeah,
it is
unstable.
crazy. And of course Wiley had to bring his ass,
I
find
was
a
getting ready to
music
say,
editor
I was waiting to say it was him.
to give him 2 minutes of shine to say something. But in all seriousness, it's just crazy. Like that's just that whole level of. But again, you don't know how somebody else is going to react to your level of, oh, I'm just being petty. Okay. You know, you never know what somebody's level of, okay, I got your petty, I'm gonna
Right.
raise you one.
Uh-huh.
So just always be mindful. It's like,
Or the day we done skipped our medication.
huh, right, that too.
It's not all just diabetes
That's
on
it,
this
right.
bitch.
And high blood pressure
And high blood pressure. Some of these motherfuckers
and
imbalanced.
swollen ankles. Some of these
Ain't all that.
motherfuckers bipolar,
Lymphedema and
tripolar.
all. I can make time for your ass.
Right. A lot of these motherfuckers is crazy. Crazy.
It
Um
is. Yeah. Oh, let me add. Black had asked, had made a comment. Um,
uh,
he's just coming back from a Dutch island. The local blacks very few, a lot of mixed. And then he said he was shocked to see the hate for Black Americans. The Black Americans get it. It's a lot of it is the propaganda from the information that they're fed from
right.
the shows that they watch, because
Mhm.
especially depending upon what country you're in, they only send them certain shows, so they actually believe that stuff.
Yeah.
But Americans as a whole have a reputation of being very disrespectful when they travel.
Mhm.
You're in someone's home, you're in their home country. You come
Yeah.
with respect. You don't
Yeah.
come in there with the attitude that you own or you
Demanding
can
that you
buy
own
and
everything.
demanding. You leave that shit at home. And they'll
Yeah.
tell you, it's like they'll tell you definitely that, especially white people, they'll say, that they're rude.
Mhm.
Just there's certain customs and things
Yeah.
that they do that I don't think we're that bad yet. We're getting there
Yeah.
because
Some of us
it's
are
just a
getting
sign
there.
of, yeah, because it's like
Mhm.
it's a privilege thing.
It's a privilege thing, yeah.
But just
You're
remember, whenever you
American
go out of the
privilege.
yeah, just remember when you go out of the country, you're in someone's home. You're a guest in someone's home, and you should always follow their rules and protocols.
Because newsflash,
That amazes them when you do, because they expect you to be rude and nasty.
right. Well, because your thought, I guess a lot of them people in their head, they think the US embassy is gonna save them. No. The US
You got to
embassy
get
is
there
just
first.
right.
You
One
got to
that
get there.
right. That part. But then they're also gonna say, did you research the customs and the rules of the nation? Like, this area you're in, this building while you're in it is a part of the United States. Outside of this building, though, you do still have to follow the rules of the nation you are in. So I think a lot of times people get very comfortable in that,
Mhm.
oh, the US embassy is there. I just go to the US embassy, but it's not, it's not home.
Mm-mm. And they can
It's
turn you away too.
they sure can let you not have that passport. Or they can't pull
Hmm.
up your information.
Who? Who? We can't find your social security. We don't have your social security. It's not coming up here.
We don't have that. We actually, you weren't on the traveling manifest, so we didn't even know you were coming into the country.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah,
Bad behavior is socially unacceptable. They
yeah.
don't have like crime and the types of
The
crime.
types of crime. Oh no, because
They may.
they'll beat
Oh
your
no, they.
ass. They'll cane your ass.
Mhm.
You
I was
know,
getting ready to say you get those shit. They can finish whipping you with that bamboo.
shit. In the town square, bitch, you be all right. You straighten up real quick, or cut a hand off. You
Hmm.
straighten up real quick.
Yes. So I always remember, yeah, you're taking these vacations and stuff, and you go to these islands and things. Just keep in mind that
Pay attention.
that you are a guest.
Yeah, that's it. That's
You
all.
know,
and you act accordingly.
Mm-hmm. And then they'll be
Act
happy to
accordingly.
take all your money.
Right, and put you in jail while
Yeah.
they continue to
Mm-hmm.
take your money. But yeah, that was that on that. I just thought that
And
that
I was
story
surprised
was
to hear you say
that,
Wiley's voice. It made me giggle. Because
yeah, no, I
all
sent
I
you
kept
the
thinking was
scene.
Emmett his last
Yeah,
episode, Emmett
right.
Till. That's all I kept thinking about. I was like, oh.
No, because we, when we went to Vegas, we happened to bump into him, and when I saw the story, I immediately thought, I said, "Oh God, watch this fool find a camera just so he can get his couple minutes." And sure enough, somebody sent me the clip of him talking to a news reporter, talking about something. Yeah, I never thought it would escalate like this. Like, sir, anything for you to get in there. But yeah, again, I just think the level of over the top it's been reached. And the sad part for this man is that, one, he will never get out of jail, because they're going to make sure they make an example out of him for the next one, YouTube person or social media, whomever, to attempt to do something like this. That's why all that meeting up and, oh, we gonna fight. Who the fuck is fighting? Who the fuck is fighting?
Who was the chick that rolled up on the guy's house and he came out with a gun? She rolled up right on his porch. She was filming. I'm at so and so's house.
Yeah, I don't remember
And
who that was. I think
he came out.
it was one of these people that are like on you, like in the sector now. I can't remember
Yeah.
who it was, but I know who you're
I
talking
don't know,
about.
because
But
I don't
yeah,
want to call the wrong name.
right, exactly. And it's like, it
I
wasn't
don't want
me.
you
It
knocking at
wasn't
my
me. You
door
mentioned my name.
because
But
it won't end pretty.
yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you can't, like, all this, popping up on motherfuckers or seeing them. You don't
Yeah,
know
don't do that. Don't do
what
that.
people are. You don't know
This is
what
two
people are
dimensional.
carrying.
This is two dimensional,
Yeah,
and it's safe. The worst thing you
right.
could do is dock somebody. This is safe.
Right. Worst
Keep
thing
your
you can do
ass
is run
behind the
your mouth.
camera.
Right, exactly. Worst thing you
It
can
will
do is
keep
run
you
your
from
mouth.
getting fucked up.
But if you ever think you're gonna jump up on somebody and it's gonna be sweet, don't do that. Don't even do that. Don't do it. Don't even do it to yourself, because you'll be embarrassing yourself.
Or hurt, or even
Yeah.
worse, as you can
Yeah.
see.
Right.
We in trying times now.
Right.
Everybody's
Exactly.
stressed out about something.
And I mean, he
And
just
he
rolled up on them on the street, on the strip.
and just
People
pop.
walking around everything, so it's
Yeah.
like there's no, you never know. You never ever know. And no, I'm not blaming Lipstick Alley. I'm not blaming any other place. I'm blaming it where it deserves to be blamed. It's the content creator. It's you. It's you. If you are comfortable going out spilling all that shit and thinking that you safe because you just behind the computer talking shit, okay, when you get from behind that computer to go live your life, somebody might see you.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
bad
you
enough when
might
you have
not
people
just
riding down the street taking pictures of your apartment.
right. And you might not just be able to walk out of the chicken box or the corner chicken spot wilding with your food in here. You may not be able to get out that quick. It may be a wrap for you. You may not be able to sit in the diner in peace.
All you can do is just throw your hands up because you know
That's it. I have
ain't
a
nothing I
grand
can do
slam.
about it.
You may not be able to do any of that. You might get some grits flying at your fucking head just for the fact of who you are. So,
Mhm.
be mindful.
Or you get a phone call at the pancake house.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all need to stop. Stop it. You grown adults. I tell y'all that all the time.
Right. Or you sit there and you
They're
just,
hiding in them bushes. Scope
you
train
sitting there
on your
eating,
ass. You right.
right. You sitting there eating and you enjoying your little IHOP thing, and somebody just comes sit at your table and you get upset. But why get upset and go chase the woman down to go pop her in the head
Yeah.
and then spend,
And
it's
then,
like,
And it always happens on the times when you least expect it.
it.
That's why you get that
That's it.
shock look like, what the?
That's
Who
it.
are you? Oh, you don't
Right.
remember me now, huh?
Exactly.
Let me show you my avatar.
That's it.
Remember me
That's
now?
it.
Yeah,
Listen,
you
if
remember.
OJ
You know,
son ain't teach you nothing,
you said,
there's people in the bushes, okay? There's people in the bushes
oh, you
ready to
said
cut a
OJ
motherfucker
son.
up.
Yeah,
OJ son ain't teach you something. There's people in the bushes ready to cut a motherfucker up. So be careful.
all the time and
Just
always ready.
be careful. Do not sign checks that your ass can't cash, because if they
Can't
bounce, they will
cash.
bounce on your dead ass. Okay.
Mhm.
So just be mindful. If you can't, stop talking shit. If you can't back it up, if you don't have it, don't talk it. Don't
Just
talk it,
always
because
keep in the
everybody
back of
ain't
your mind that
playing.
these motherfuckers crazy out here.
Everybody ain't playing.
Yeah,
Everybody,
they
oh, it
all,
was
yeah,
just a joke.
they all sweet. They all
Yeah,
sweet on a 19-inch flat screen, high
right,
definition TV. But them
right.
motherfuckers ain't pretty in person.
No, no. Everybody ain't all about that. Oh, we're just gonna take you to court. Everybody ain't about that life either.
Oh
Some
no,
people
no.
are just. Some people, they live in the street. They're about the street. I know they know it's street. So I can
Right.
just see that.
I can't afford
That
no
man.
lawyer. So how the
Right.
hell? I ain't got no lawyer. I'll handle this shit myself.
Right. I could just see that man thinking just streetly. Like this was probably his only real natural gig that he's probably ever had, because he's probably been incarcerated before. So
Yeah.
this was something that he could really make real money at. And, he was getting little views or whatever.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, like I say, and you
it,
stopped this bag.
that's right. It gets taken away. So at this point,
And
it's,
now here's to rebuild. That
yeah.
was the one thing that always amazed me too, when they would strike each other's channels and
Mhm.
destroy all their hard work, and some of their
Yeah.
work wasn't hard. Some of the shit was
But that's
paid
why
for.
I'm wondering why,
But
like, the people like when Jay Wilson and the Ness and all them, when they get, and if they don't come out here and ready to, wig out, because their whole channel is gone. Yeah, we don't look at it like, I'll just build a new one, but you never know what bill
but you
somebody's
don't know.
depending on
You,
that. Somebody's
my gas
mortgage
and
is
electric
depending
just
upon
showed
that.
up today.
Right,
You know?
exactly. So you never know what bills people are, and as things get tight in our own lives, as we deal with
Yeah.
this kind of restructuring of spending and saving, with jobs being,
Mhm.
here today, gone tomorrow,
Yeah.
the uncertainty of
Well,
things of
come
that
to
nature, you never know. Mhm.
right. Well, come to the realization I'm too old to be selling bussy out
Yeah,
here. I can't do that shit.
that's just
Shit,
not my forte at all.
shit.
Um, I was gonna talk about the Tommy and Castro thing. I'm really not, because at this point, and I love Castro dearly. He is a cancer brother of mine. But at this point, I just feel like y'all like it, and not that you like the violence, because that part is crazy. But as far as the attention that it gives, and the kind of all of that comes with the back and forth, and then to go into this one channel, go into that one channel. At this point, I think it's kind of a thing that you enjoy, and I'm not gonna, I can't even, nah, because you ain't gonna get but so many times to put your hands on, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, like, nobody's self-esteem is that low, and the burning for attention to the point where every so often this happens, and then you run into his channel, and then all of a sudden he's got to play Iyanla Fix My Life to the both of them, and it's back and forth and back and forth. It's like over and over the same thing, and these people always say the same thing: I'm never coming back to this channel, he just using us for money and content. But y'all allow it.
Mhm. See you next week.
Right. You allow it. You totally allow it. You say you don't like it, then you totally allow it. You right there, you right back there telling your story. You right back there telling your business. Why? So now I start to look like, I don't feel sorry. Now I just want to know why. What is it about you that you enjoy this? What's that? Because that needs to be visited. You need to figure out what that is, that this attention, or this strive to be wanted, or this listen to me, all of those things that you do in these moments. Why is that? I hurry up and figure it out because you're getting too old to be playing this shit because it starts to get ridiculous after a while. Because I'm just like, okay. Because I mean, 1 + 1 does equal 2. The man drinks, he gets belligerent, he hits your ass. The man drinks, he gets belligerent, hits your ass. It becomes kind of repetitive. And why you don't stand up for yourself and crack that motherfucker upside his own head is beyond me. Because at the end of the day, you may take dick, he may take dick, but at the end of the day, you're both men.
Grits work
So-
too.
So there ain't no excuse. It really ain't no excuse. And I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying, at some point you got to stand up for yourself. Like you really just do. It ain't the end of the world. There's other relationships out there. It may seem that way because maybe this person is the only person you feel understands you or kind of knows you and all that kind of stuff. But you give people that opportunity, they will get to know you too. Like it's not worth none of this. None of it. It ain't worth it.
And I hear it clears your skin.
Yeah. What is that?
Grits.
Grits?
Grit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
Ask
kind
Al
of does
Green.
have it does have the exfoliating factor
Yeah.
because of the grit, So I could
Make
get
sure
with
it's
that.
bubbling.
I could get with that. But self-defense, that's right, Tina.
Yeah,
Self-defense is self-defense. Like really, at the end of the day, we're men. Like I get it. If it's like my girlfriend hits on me and I don't want to hit her because she's a woman, but you can still
Shit.
like, hey, don't
Are
hit
you
me.
crazy? Are you crazy? I never have ever had a problem. You put your hands on
Domestic
me.
violence
A
relationship.
little kid can get it, okay?
Yeah.
Will have no problem with putting their ass across the room. Poof.
I just don't.
Especially with
buy
sugar, right?
into it. It is
Yeah.
something that we definitely don't have. There's no excuse for it. Alcohol, none of it. It excuses it. And at the end of the day, a person can only do what you allow them to do.
For real.
That's
Real.
And so as long as you allow it, it will keep happening. You have to be the one to say, you know what, enough's enough. And either walk away or stand. Either way, you're going to have to do something. You really are.
Yeah, but don't let it get to that point.
Yeah.
You might end up seriously hurting.
Yeah.
And it's best to pack your shit up or send them on their way.
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it could get a lot. It can get a lot worse.
I don't know if this is just for clicks and again. Here we go in another situation.
Is it clicks and views? Is it or is it foreplay?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Some people like that shit. Some people feel
hit me.
Yeah. Oh no. Nope. You ain't be smacking my ass around. Then think you're gonna be jumping on me. Hell no.
No. And then on camera, no less. It's not even like you doing it in private. You're on camera. Just like are you serious? Like no. You're crazy. You're bugging.
Yeah, people watching that shit. That's sadistic. That's almost like what is it? Snuff film?
Yeah.
Watching somebody getting murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
You watching somebody get abused.
Right. Well, it's coming because you keep seeing the beer can go up to his lips, and you like, oh shit. Soon enough, here it comes. And sure enough, and it just take a male in the chat to say hello to Castro or Castro over in the corner messaging or something, and it's like bam, you 20 on 10. And it's just like, first of all, if you don't trust the man, why the fuck are you with him? Alcohol or no alcohol? If you don't trust anybody, why are you with them? That's numero uno in my book.
Is this a voyeur thing? See if you pick up on what I'm saying. I don't want to come out and say it because you do remember that, right?
Idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, because I just think I think it's a voyeur kink too.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that. I am starting to
because
think that.
it's then when that camera click off, then
Right,
it's
exactly. It's like I was turned on by the way you threw that broom at my head. That was so sexy.
uh-huh.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that it's a bit, it's a bit like we might have been into it, but once those cameras go off, I feel so like, oh, you didn't have to punch me like that, but I like the force you hit me with. Like it's so weird. It's
because
gotta be
I'm
something.
connecting it with the old thing that had happened that was
Yeah,
discovered.
yeah,
So I was
yeah,
like, well, that might just be.
yeah. That might
You
just
can't
be
tell
it.
people what kind of kink to have.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Just
true.
give me peanut butter. That's all I want.
And speaking of other kinks, other YouTubers having their whole situations. Other people, you will not get the time of day, but it's nice to see that you guys you tried it. You came together and joined forces for a moment that kind of went flat, but um, yeah, that was interesting. What else? It seems like uh the Jay Dunn and Ness saga continues. And that's a whole nother thing. In light of all this that has happened, Jay Dunn I would chill out right now. I think it's escalating for no reason. Like whatever it was that was done, however hurt it may be, I don't think it's worth the constant like I'ma get you. Every channel you do, everything you do, I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna do it. I think that's where you're reaching the levels of like where this situation had landed that husband and wife. It's like at some point you gotta stop. At some point you should want to stop because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Right? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else.
Have you seen the Tyler Perry? Has anybody seen the Tyler
No,
Perry?
I have not seen
Uh,
the Tyler Perry.
Watch it. I was pleasantly surprised.
Were you?
I actually
Was it?
yes, I actually I mean, it's Tyler
Did you
Perry.
shed a tear?
But
Because everybody keeps
I
saying they cried.
did. I did. I was like,
Oh
I
Lord.
couldn't tell if it was just a tear or
Oh
just menopause. I don't know what the fuck it
oh
was. All I
Lord.
know is this it had me here, man. I was hurting
Oh
for the sister. But I was
God.
like, God damn, I did get to the point and say, God damn, can't she catch a break? Shit. But it had a nice, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, bro. I
Drama.
haven't seen it yet,
Uh,
but hopefully
yes.
you guys liked it. I've seen a lot of people talking about it on social media and other
And I was
places.
impressed with Sherry Shepherd's acting. I mean, her a serious role. She
Okay.
was actually, yeah. Sherry Shepherd got big feet though. What she got about size 12? Her shoes just look extra long.
She does have
I mean,
big feet.
they look extra long. I mean, like for her height.
Yeah, she's short. Well, she had a
Hmm.
chest reduction too because she had big old knockers.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was real heavy chested,
Mhm.
heavy busted.
Well, I mean, she was on. I mean, I don't. I mean, she could act. She was. I mean, she didn't have much of a role in Precious, but
No,
she.
but it's everything I've seen her in is like, comedic little
Oh,
dumb stuff. But
yeah.
this was like a serious role. And I was like, yeah, we say no spoilers. I hate
Yeah.
all of y'all. Anyhow, y'all cowards.
Right.
But
Thank you.
it was worth. I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
They only had one bad wig. That was Tiana Taylor's wig. I didn't like that. I
Oh.
didn't like her
What?
wig.
No mics
But
in the wig. No mics in the wig.
no,
No.
the color is too off. Black people don't have black hair,
Oh.
and it looked like a cheap wig.
Oh. Okay.
You
Got
know.
it.
Oh, and they don't use Chromebooks in police cars. They actually have laptops.
Yeah.
I
Not
caught
a
that right
Chromebook.
off the bat. Yeah, because Chromebooks have the little logo, the circle
Yeah.
logo. The
Mhm.
Google
Yeah.
has the circle logo, and I was like,
Mhm.
why you got a Chromebook? You're a police department. you should have a
It's
Apple or a
called
Dell or
make.
something.
It's called make believe.
Well, all
You
they had to
gotta
do was put some black
act
electrical tape
big.
over the logo. You
Act
could see there was
big.
a laptop, but you can see was that. I was like, that shit works by Wi-Fi. It's not even you can't hardwire. It's not a police standard thing,
Well,
you know.
hey, the last movie he made, what was that with the Grace thing, and they had the script on
Hmm.
the script on the desk and all types of shit. So I mean, thumbs up
Yeah,
for the
yeah, well, yeah. You said Lenovo, right? A laptop, you know, not
so
not a not a not an elementary school issued Chromebook.
did you do your assignment?
Not-
Did you do the assignment?
but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, surprisingly.
Well, that's
It
good.
kept. I put it like this. I watched it on the way through. I didn't get up.
Oh,
But I was
okay.
most but like I said, I was impressed with Sherry Shepherd's acting ability, her serious acting ability. But
Okay.
it has a twist at the
Ah,
end. I won't
ah,
tell you.
please.
Um,
Thank you.
but
I can't tell
you
you when
know,
I'm gonna watch it.
uh, load it up when you go on your trip. Put it on your phone.
I may. I
Hmm.
may.
Gotta, cause it'll be about 2 hours. Be about as long as you need. It's about 2 hours.
I
But it
sleep.
was.
Whenever I
Do
get
you?
on play, I sleep. I don't
I'm too
even.
fucking afraid. I'm afraid these
Nope.
motherfuckers out here are gonna lose their
Nope.
minds, and I'm gonna be
Soon
sleep through the
as
whole thing.
we be still on the ground, I'll be asleep. All I do is curl up because I use that good old VIP pass to get in the plane first, and I just get in my seat and I sleep. You
Mhm.
can't sit here. You can't sit here nowhere near me. But go about your business.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Seats
I want
taken.
to. I want to see when the niggas start to nig. Okay, I want to be up. I'm like this the whole time. Am I gonna have a problem out of you?
Well, no, I mean I am watching them as they boarding, and I just be like, please
Hmm.
don't sit here. Please don't sit here. Keep walking. Keep
Yeah.
walking. Keep walking. But yeah, other than that, no. And that's why I like to be on the end anyway, on the
Hmm.
window, because I refuse. Excuse me, because you got to get up every
You
5 seconds
know.
to go use the bathroom.
Everything.
If you don't
Yeah.
get your
Right.
low bladder having ass out the way, move. You should have a special seat. You should be wanting to sit on the end. Buy
Be right
yourself
on
an
the
end
end.
seat.
Right
Trying
on
to
the end.
sit up in the middle and shit, and people got to keep going, again, again, and then you
Hmm.
be trying to like, I think
You can
was
never
it
get comfortable because you're always
coming
moving.
back
You always have to
from
move.
Europe.
And don't let
I
it be
was
no
like
badass little children on there. Little stinky,
so
sticky ass little
annoyed.
animals.
The dude was like moving every 5 seconds, and then he's like looking for the right time to go. Like, oh, they're moving the trays. Let me go now. Bitch, why would you go now? Why would you try to go now? Do you think you're gonna get by with them big old trays in the way? No, they're not gonna let you by. They're gonna have to pull it
Mm-mm.
back and like, you know
Yeah.
what? You're being a dummy. So, but yeah, I don't
That's
like
why you
it.
catch the late night flights.
I know, or early morning ones. That's
Mm.
my thing. Late night or early morning. I don't do that midday. Oh, the plane is full. Oh no, it's not. I like when they say, oh, this is a light flight. Everybody can stretch out. That's what I like to hear. Everything. I just be stretched all the way. Don't wake me. I'm dreaming. Leave me alone. But
Mm-mm.
yeah. So
No, I'm always looking for
it's
crazy
yeah,
because
no,
it's like it just be my luck.
no, no. No, not you don't fall asleep. You think you go missing snacks? Yeah, I do too. But that's why I always come prepared with the snack. Like I'll buy something while I'm waiting, so just in case I do miss it, I still have like some water or something like that because I can't. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
And the snacks don't be good no more anyway. They they
Shit, for as much
they've
as you play,
they've
especially when you
narrowed
play
them
for a
down
fight.
too. You used to be able to get a little like an array of things, like even
Hmm.
Southwest used to at least give you like an option of a snack. You get the snack. That's it. You get everybody gets the same thing. It's straight like bloop, nope, no options. You want an option? Buy business class or first class. You want to
Yeah.
like they have one. Um, but yeah, you don't get no option. And they stopped even giving you like the soda. They used to like leave the soda with you. No, they pour
Yeah.
it in the cup and just give you the cup. Like if you want some more, like no, I don't. I no, thank you. Know what the hell this is? Yeah.
Shit. I remember I went first class once. That was so annoying. Every 5 minutes they were bothering me for something. It's like
Mm-mm.
I'm fucking hungover. Please don't talk to me. I don't even know where I am. Where are we at?
Right,
Why are you waking me up to ask me do I want to wipe my hands with a hot towel? I don't care. I'm fucking still drunk.
right.
Leave me alone. Please don't talk to me.
Um,
Just let me vegetate until
those
we get where we got to go.
goddamn gingerbread cookies and water. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like
Mm.
they have chopped down them snacks. Like you used to be
Oh,
able
that's
to
why
get
those people be
them.
rioting now on the planes
Yeah.
when they have to stay sitting on the tarmac. He ain't got no food
Mhm.
for you.
Yeah.
That
Nope.
people blowing up the damn bathrooms.
Oh my gosh. Now that is the worst.
It's
Please
too
do
fuck.
not.
Them damn things are too fucking small.
They are.
Do that shit before you get on the flight.
But that's what I don't understand. That is like a huge pet peeve of mine. Your stomach had to be bubbling while you was waiting for the goddamn plane to board. It had to be. Had to be sitting there. Your bubble guts had to be bloop, 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 bloop. Best. Get your ass to the bathroom. And what you just thought, oh, nah, I'm just wait till I get on the plane. Wait till you get on the plane high up in the air, and all you hear and all you smell is, God damn,
Hmm.
who the fuck was that? And
And
then
you
they
know this
come out
fucking
there,
air is recycled anyway.
right. And then they come out there, and the whole whiff of their stinky ass is just up and down the
Hmm.
aisle. You like, now you know it
And
was you.
and now I can taste it.
Gross. But I
Oh yeah,
so
people
so
gross.
so
Yeah.
so hate that. I just be like, oh, you could have went to the bathroom before.
And say they don't even give you bottled water anymore down
No,
around here
no,
pouring water in the
no.
pouring water in
That's
the
it.
cups.
Yeah, that's it. They pour water in the
Mm.
cup. They pour your juice or soda in the cup. The only thing I don't think they pour is like alcohol. They'll give you the little shorty yourself, and you kind of
Hmm.
gotta pour it. But yeah, everything else they pour it in the cup for you. I don't know if that was just because the few times they've done that, it was limited, so it was like a little scattered. So maybe that could have been it. But last few times, I was like, the hell. Oh, okay. I was like, damn, maybe I wanted the rest of that soda. Maybe I wanted the okay.
Hmm.
I'll just but
You
they be
won't
mad at
save
me
any.
anyway because I'll be like, I don't want no ice. Because I saw that little the little
Hmm.
TikTok thing, and the flight attendant lady was like, don't get the ice. Whatever you do, don't get the ice. Because apparently it's like the water, recycled water. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, thank you. I'll be like, I'll just have it no ice. She'd be like, no ice, are you sure? Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
Has extra flavor.
Yeah,
Say fly soul play.
yeah.
Get that discount with your job.
Right. It's
They
toilet
say
water.
it's toilet
Yeah.
water.
Right.
Hmm. Not tonic,
Right.
but toilet. But it's still fizzing.
Minus the blue.
Hmm.
Minus the
It's
blue.
kind of frothy. What kind of water is that?
That's that diabetes piss.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy, crazy. Oh, I fly so
Mm.
play Southwest. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I don't mind Southwest. Now, Spirit is a whole nother animal that I can't do it. I can't do it. You pay from what I hear, you pay for everything on that thing. I
Yeah.
can't do it. No, I think
What
that's
don't you pay for?
ridiculous. Right. But no, I can tolerate Southwest. I can do I used to be able to do American, but since my brother stopped working there years ago, I haven't flown with them really. Uh Delta United, it's really what I do. I like United though. Yeah, it's cool.
Say you want to fly Spirit.
Yeah, I can't do it. The closest thing I flew to Spirit was Frontier, and that was a one time too many. Return flight back from Vegas. The second time I went, yeah, never do that again. That was like an Airbus, literally. Like my knees was hitting the back of the chair like this, and I was like, I
Mhm.
was, oh my God, get me off this thing, please,
I know.
now.
That's the problem I always have. It's like when you're
And
tall, like, God
the
damn.
air wasn't working. I
Yeah.
never.
Hot,
Yep.
all that
The
hot
air
rebreathe,
condition the
rebreathe
air
air.
conditioner was broken. The flight was packed. I was so miserable. I was like, you know what? Never, ever, ever again. Ever again. And that was my mistake because I booked the flight going to United and I just figured it was United coming back. And I was just like click, click. And then I was like, man, this says Frontier. What's what? And I was like, yeah, whatever, it'll be all right. I should have exited and been like, nope, I want a different flight, please. Thank you. That was the worst ever. The lowest you would go with JetBlue. Yeah, I've even flown JetBlue. I don't mind JetBlue. JetBlue is cool. But yeah, that Frontier, they can that Spirit, y'all can have that too. Enjoy. I cannot. The Airbus in the sky, the Greyhound of the sky. I refuse. I refuse.
Frontier. Nonstop.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't do Frontier. Just no, thank you. But yeah, that's all I got. Next week we'll be on next week. However, it will be short, kind of short and sweet to the point, because it's my birthday. Not the day, but the birthday weekend coming up. So I'll be gearing up to.
God, you've been celebrating for 2 years now. I was like,
You
yeah,
know
what's
what? I
cancer?
celebrate
We're
all the
crabby.
time.
We're not crabby.
You know, don't hate. I celebrate all the time.
You
And
sure do.
once June hit, I always start celebrating because it's just like whoop, and it just keep going and
You ain't
going.
never stopped. That's what I keep telling you.
Whatever. I feel like you're judging me, so I'm not gonna participate in it. I'm just gonna say to you all, this was a wonderful show as always. Thank you all for hanging out with us as you do every Tuesday. Hopefully, we've all learned something from each other, and be careful out there because the world is a crazy and there's some crazy mofos out there. So guard yourself. All right, because we all we got.
That's right.
Any parting words, sir? Because I got stuff
Yeah,
to do.
a good pot, a good pot of grits will solve a lot of problems.
Yes. That's right. Stand up for yourself.
That's right.
Don't let nobody push you around.
Mm-mm.
I
mean, unless it's your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
we
wasn't
not
gonna
here to
say.
we not here to cock block, but
I
unless it's your
wasn't gonna
thing.
say it, but ain't nobody here to judge. But I'm saying if that's your thing, just keep it off the cameras unless you put it
Well,
on a
no, that's the exciting
profitable
part.
again, unless you put it on a profitable platform where you can earn some real money from it.
Yeah, you might as well
I'm
get
saying,
paid for it. Don't give it away for free.
yeah, right. Don't give the beatings away for free if that's what you like. Let people pay to
Mhm.
watch you get your ass beat. But
That's
please
right.
don't get your ass beat for free. 'Cause that's not a good look.
No anime, no.
Yeah, no. Don't eat the cake, bitch. Don't eat the cake.
Don't eat the cake.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I wish you all the best, but do it on a platform where which you could make some money. Okay. Don't get your
Yeah.
ass beat for free. No.
Only fans.
Only thank you.
I
Just
don't
for
know.
fans,
I don't know what
only
they're paying
fans.
now.
I don't know what they paying now either. But I mean, I'm saying if you're gonna get your ass beat that way. That is the best way to get your ass beat. At least you get paid.
Right.
Don't be out here getting your ass beat for free. And then
Mhm.
if you want people to give interviews, you let them come to your platform on the OnlyFans or the Just for Fans, and they can interview you there too, because you getting paid. Don't go
Paid.
nowhere when
That's
you ain't
right.
getting paid. People let people
Stay
use
for
you for
free,
free.
Pete.
Yeah, this ain't no free.
That's right. A BDSM site. That's right. People pay for that, King.
People
You be
pay for that. Yeah,
people
but
pay for anything.
that is true. I've learned that today. That is true. But yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Mm-mm. Not for free. Not for free. Ain't nothing worse than getting your ass beat and be broke.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
Mhm.
That is some shit for your ass.
But
Getting
then you could take the platform and expand it out. Then y'all can wear costumes
y'all, yeah,
and
right.
role play.
Role play, police, and the person on the
That would go
street.
over with me.
That would go over real well.
Mhm.
Back the blue, yes. Beat the blue or beat till
the
you
blue.
blue.
Any way you want to
Beat till
try.
you blue. Any way you want to try it.
It has so
Right.
many potentials, and
So
it would
much.
be you would be a fool to waste this opportunity.
So much. To let it slip through your fingers.
Mhm.
You will get
It'd be like the
popularity
old days.
overnight. Yes.
Remember when everybody was making bank over here when it first
Right.
started popping?
Exactly.
You can
But
start
yeah,
you can start a renaissance.
you could start a whole new sector. That's right.
Yeah.
You can start a whole new sector. You never know what people may like. They might be
See, I'd be mad as shit. Then a couple years later, they'd be popping over there. They be saying, "Remember we were sitting here, we laughing at shit
right.
about this dumb shit, and them
Right.
motherfuckers making bank. They making
Right.
bank." And we
Not
laughing.
hungry and hungover.
Yeah,
Just starving.
there
Ribs
was some
touching
bacon
his
with them
stomach.
grits.
Just not not the
Ass
ass whooping.
whooping section.
The ass whooping sector. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
Lord.
The AWS. Yes.
That's right. Welcome to the ass whooping sector.
Right. We don't
Slap
talk. We
boxing.
beat bitches up.
Oh,
What Whitney
right.
said? I don't box. I beat bitches up. That's right. Yeah. We don't talk it out. We get drunk and fuck bitches up.
Mhm.
Give me a broom.
Now to see the real stuff, you have to come over to our OnlyFans.
That's right. Or you
Y'all
hear in the
people
back of
terrible.
this, no, don't hit
Yeah,
me.
so
You like, find out what happened next week. On an if an ass whooping could tell. Dun, dun, dun. But no, in all seriousness, nobody deserves to put their hands beat on. And again, if that's what you into, get paid for it. Don't do it for
Yeah,
free.
but you do deserve to get your money.
Yes, yes, you do. You do.
Shit, we all might be in the ass whooping sector.
Right.
Everybody be broke. Everybody be out of work. Fucking with these people. These white
Right.
folks.
That is true. Very true.
Yeah, you gotta be innovative and have another source of income. So
Yeah, you do. You do.
and if you can do it from home, do
Yeah,
it from home.
even better. Make sure it's your home though.
Yeah,
Make sure
that's
it's your
true.
home. Because you don't want to be getting your ass whooped at somebody else's house and they have to
They
call the
put you
people
out.
on you.
No, they put you out, and then they film you walking down the street. That'd be bad.
With your clothes in a plastic bag.
Bag. Mm-hmm. He's still oiled up.
Sliding and shit. All that Diddy oil all over your body.
See, I wasn't even gonna say it.
That should not be. Oh God. Anyway, I'm not messing with you. Not messing with you. Our
But
court
it is
reporter.
funny.
You know what? It is very funny. Our court reporter is not here today, so more oil. And Diddy. Shout out to Amon Wiggins. He's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that clip where the woman was going after him.
Yeah.
He was like, "Bitch, if you don't get from behind me."
Right.
Was she another content creator or was she just a crazy?
No, she was a content creator, but I think she started to see, his TMZ clips and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, okay, now I'm gonna antagonize him so I could get a little shine. because it was just it
Wasn't he
came
on
out of
Nancy Grace?
nowhere.
Wasn't
Yeah,
he on
and he
Nancy
was on
Grace
Nancy
too?
Grace too. Yeah,
That's good.
Yep. Yeah, he's
I'm
really
glad
been doing
I'm
the
glad he's
thing.
I'm glad he's rebounding from the TGIF
Yeah.
thing. So,
Now I don't know about that goddamn the hair transplant thing. That thing is making me nervous. I don't know. Y'all motherfuckers be
what hair
coming back
transplant?
looking crazy. He had the little.
You
He
getting
went to Turkey and got the
oh,
little thing done. That's
got
why
the
he be wearing
plugs.
hat most of the time. Yeah.
Man, just take
So
that shit off.
I don't
I ain't
know
worried
how
about
that.
this shit.
That shit looks scary to me. I'd be like, I think about
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
then
Have you
no.
seen them do the plugs when they take the plugs out?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has like a little tool that you would buy from the
yeah.
dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little cookie cutter thing,
Yeah,
and they section off the back of your head, draw lines on the back of your head, and take like little like little grass blades of grass and shit.
yeah,
They be play.
yeah,
I'd be mad as shit. I spent all that goddamn money. You almost have to spend a week there
yeah,
because of the
yeah.
recovery. You spend all that
Mm-hmm.
money, and then none of that shit takes root.
I don't know, but yeah, a lot of people doing it. I just seen another content creator just do it, but they got to
But
shave
their
all your hair.
hairlines never look. The hairlines just don't look natural.
Mm.
I
I
don't.
hope it grow in too.
I I think they should take pictures with them of what their actual hairline is or was. I
Right,
mean, because your hairline changes as you get older anyway.
older.
But
Yeah,
not. But everybody does. They all don't have the same kin hairline.
right.
That motherfucker just straight across. It's like no, because I do like with mine. We had cowlicks. All of
Yeah,
us. We all had those, and it just would not look right for me to have a straight. It was like, who the fuck are
their
you?
hairline. Right.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope it.
so
I hope it grows in.
I
If you
hope
spend
it
all that
does.
money, I mean,
Yeah.
you get a nice vacation. You won't be able to enjoy it too much because you're all in pain and everything.
Hmm.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. But who do you complain to when your shit don't grow?
I don't know. I guess you call the Turkish people, wherever you got it from, and you tell them my shit ain't grow.
Yeah, but they done took
Oh,
all the good shit. They done took all what was viable
right from the
and
back of your
moved it
head
so
and
you
moved
so
it
you
to the
even
front
have
of your head.
less.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they use pubic hairs on your. Then it'd be.
Mm.
Never mind. Anyway,
You know
because
what? On that note, good night.
pubic hairs, they do what they want to do. That's like gray hair. It does whatever it is, whatever it wants to.
Man, you said
Never
the
mind.
blonde hair, like it has all
Well,
kinds of streaks. Like,
yeah,
what?
but it's like, and
Yeah,
they won't lay back. It is just go.
you
All right,
stick it up. Looking crazy, just
real
absolutely crazy.
crazy. Why you always have that wild look?
Give you a whole new meaning of dickhead. You're such a dickhead. I know. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. With
Yeah.
that said, and on that note, everybody have a great night. Any parting words,
Yes.
sir? Will we
Please
head up?
stay safe.
Yes.
Please stay safe.
Uh,
Try not
uh,
to go to any. Try not to go to any protests.
you know
At
what?
least not
Yeah,
yet.
please stay away from the protests.
Stay
They
away.
baiting you.
Just
They're
as
baiting you.
know as long as you know they. I know you want to go because I'm itching like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know,
it's a bait and switch. Please don't do it.
yeah, see how this government's playing a hand.
Mhm.
Um, because you're definitely not gonna get any help, and definitely as he's breaking the rules, as you see, there's no repercussion for it. So
Right.
he's pretty much doing whatever. As long as they don't roll up in your house, and if they roll up on you on the street, handle your business. You treat them like anybody
Right.
else.
Get them bitches.
Hmm.
You just don't film it. Don't put it on. Don't
Hmm.
put it on your OnlyFans.
Right.
that ass whooping will be unrecorded. Okay.
Quarter, but how much you had to pay?
That
They know
one.
the prices went up.
That one would be free. If they come up in your place, that ass whooping is free. Okay, you get that ass whooping away for free. Just pay it down. But anyway, everybody have a great night. And until next time, peace, love, and hair grease, y'all.